G'day Year 12. This is the How to Write a Business Essay, or what's commonly referred to as a Section 4 essay that is for the HSC. I hope that you're all doing well under the COVID-19 lockdown, and hopefully we'll be seeing each other soon. Anyway, let's get to it. What you're up against. Basically, this is what's referred to as question 27 or 28, or Section 4 in the HSC. These 4 dot points here that demonstrate, apply, communicate, and present, they have not changed since Mr. Hogan set the HSC many years ago. It's different to Section 3. Section 3 is a business report, and that's what we learned in Year 11. All right, where it's a different tone, you've got a hypothetical business. This is, you need to report on a case study business and one that you've essentially examined yourself. For us, that is obviously Qantas. All right. Now the format is open and it's an essay style, but we encourage you to use headings, subheadings, similar to a business report, but still you're using that formal business tone, concepts, and business language. But you're not essentially writing a report to someone. This is a broader essay in which you're writing for a wider audience. It's best to leave about 50 minutes for this section. Okay. Now, to give you a look, this is on the left over here is, on the left is the 2018, 2019, 2018 questions, and these are the 2019 questions. What you can see here is that there's usually, this year, 2018 was the 2 analyze and you have the 2 explains. They generally do the same directive for both, and it's normally the influence of something on financial management or influence of globalization on price and quality. You analyze the relationship between A and B, or analyze something between A and B. So normally they always do strategies, all right, or an influence on an area of the business. So influence on an area of the business, all right, the relationship between performance objectives and strategies, relationship between a part of the syllabus and the marketing strategies. So if you haven't worked it out by now, we need to know our syllabus and know our syllabus well. The top band 6 responses are good at essentially linking or being able to say how these impact that, or how these impact that, or how these drive that, or how that drives that. All right? So you're always connecting the 2 dots. Okay? Now, before you start, and this is kind of a really important one, you need to sort of plan your response. So in the HSC, you get your writing booklets that look a little bit like this. All right? All right, and this is your exam question paper where we got 27, 28, all right? What you must do is as soon as they say, right, reading time, you go straight here, you read both the questions, and then you start reading, start planning the response in your head, and then you go to different areas in the paper. I always say you then write plan on the inside of this is your writing booklet, and you actually plan out, in other words, you write out the syllabus points that you will be writing about and how you plan your response under a intro, body, and conclusion. If I can spell that'd be great. In planning a response, your brain will start to essentially work out the ins and outs of how this is meant to work and what will be essentially your best response. But if we haven't worked it out already, and I keep banging on about it, you need to know the syllabus to ensure that you're going to have any chance in answering this. Now, just like any essay, and like the ones you're probably doing in religion, you're going to need an intro, a body, and a conclusion. Now, I'm going to get you later to read the exemplar that we've got for you. But the intro, and a lot of the women that I know that mark out the marking centre, Judy, Anne, and Judy, basically you can be won or lost at the entry introduction. So it's essentially meant to be punchy, to the point. You address the question, you outline the relevant syllabus points that you're going to be discussing, and introduce your case study. That's what we need to do. When you get into the body, you're using the syllabus points, in other words, the influences or the strategies or whatever it is that you're talking about as your headings. Now, once you've broken them down into a series of smaller headings, it makes the report the essay somewhat easier. You can then use either the SAQ formula or you can use the Peel format, all right? But you've always got to have depth with and always using business concepts, language, and terminology. So remaining that formal tone, okay? You're writing an essay for a wider audience about a business and how they're using these strategies or influences to improve something or better something or to succeed. And then finally, you have got your conclusion where you need to summarize what your body has said and address the question. All right, it's a concluding statement or remark. Now, these are the two writing strategies. I had an opportunity to go through this one in class, but there's also what is your peel. Now, essentially, this is for the body. So for each syllabus heading, all right, that's what it looked like, and you have that. So that was your syllabus point, and then you can follow one or you can follow two. Obviously, you can be making your points or your statements regarding the syllabus. You can then explain them. In other words, the cause and effect or the definition of your point. So this is what the syllabus point means. You're explaining it. You're then giving the example. So then you're saying, this is what Qantas do with this influence or with this strategy. And the final point being on the peel that you link it back to the question. Therefore, this leads them to success. Therefore, this improves their business operations. Therefore, this improves their price and quality, like one of the exam questions was last year. Now, this SAQ formula, or the slightly adapted one, you got your definition. So we go straight to our syllabus point and we define it. Two, we build, which is kind of your explanation. We add value to the response. We show that we know what that syllabus point is and how it works. You then address the directive. So in other words, was it asking the last year's questions or explain? They might be an analyze. They could be an evaluate. You're then giving the case study link in terms of this is how Qantas use this part or use this influence or how they address this strategy or what they use within their business. And then we're linking it to the question. In other words, this leads or demonstrates Qantas success or improved market segment or whatever it is the question's asking you, you're adding that sentence to show that this is how I'm linking it to what I'm being asked. Now, how do you get better at this? Plain and simple. The syllabus geek sheets, the green ones that should be all in your take-home booklets or that are at the back of the classroom if you ever get back there, and or I can email you a copy. You've got to do those. If you know your syllabus, whenever you see these questions, use your acronyms. You'll be able to say, oh, marketing strategies, I know what they are. Operation strategies, I know what they are. Financial institutions, I know what they are. BIFSULA. All right? Those are the acronyms that get you across the line. Have good case study notes. All right, you've got to read those Qantas booklets. The reason why I keep referring to them in class or in all the videos we do is you need to know Qantas and Qantas well. You actually need to know more than one, but Qantas is what we do in good depth. Always plan your responses, like I said at the start, and practice, practice, practice. Submit them for feedback. I'm more than happy to get back to you and let you know how you can improve. I've got a permanent one now open where you can drag and drop, and this is our assessment task too. Now, next steps from here, gents, what I need you to do. I'm going to discard those. If we go to OneNote, this is the business essay. This is the yellow booklet that I handed out, and this is what we're going to be doing. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, so this is what our journey will be. This is a exemplar with it broken down and showing you how to do it. And this is the exemplar in terms of what it's done. How does the understanding, influence, and operation contribute to business success? Now, here's a really good exemplar, one that was done. What I want you to do is plan your response here. So you're going to write out a plan and then you're going to write out a response. All right. Now the resources under student resources is obviously this one here in terms of what you're doing, or that yellow booklet that if you're at class you took at home. This is the PowerPoint we just went through, and this is a writing and essay summary, I guess worksheet that you can use or a blank template. Now, class progress. This is what we've got left. Essentially, you've done this. Which is all good. Oh, that should have been by week 9, my apologies. And then you've also had the non-assessment tasks, which we did or have all done today and have till 12 p.m. Wednesday to submit. Well done, gents. And then essentially, this is what we've got for the next couple of days. All right. So breaking it down, today, all I want you to do is watch the YouTube clip, read the exemplar first, and let's plan your response. All right. So using that little plan box, you're allowed to type all this up if you want, or you can handwrite it. Tomorrow, on Thursday, all right, you're going to write your introduction, write the body and the conclusion. Time yourself as you do it. Do it open book if you want. That's fine by me. It's better that we have a good crack at the first one. I expect you to make mistakes, and this is how we learn. Friday, you're going to proofread it once you've done it, or maybe if you haven't completed it on Thursday, make the finishing touches on it, and then you're going to drag and drop it into OneNote. What I'd personally prefer, all right, you can obviously go to Lampada and drop it in the Dropbox there, but if I was Ben Mayberry, I'll be dragging it here and then to homework. I'll be creating a tab and then just copy and paste the text in there or insert it as a printout. So for example, if I were to drag and drop this in, it's not going to let me.